couple of weeks ago, I made 2 suggestions for NBA replay. As you know, I'm an NFL replay expert. You know that. You know that. Stop. You know, very rarely will I toot my own horn. I'm an expert at this stuff.
Toot, toot.
I know it. I feel it.
You were just dying to get on the competition committee.
For the NFL?
Yes.
I deserve to be there.
Yes.
Not dying to get on. I deserve a spot.
I deserve to
And now
be there.
I deserve a spot. They should send me to the next board of governors meeting. Let me hash this out for you, NBA folks.
And the thing is, I don't think that would be a terrible idea.
My two tweaks were based off of the game 2 of the Western Conference Finals. That took a half an hour to play, 33 minutes to play the final 90 seconds, and 11 minutes to play the final 0.9. Is 2 things. One, you allow one team to refuse the replay. Okay? The Clippers were not going to get the ball back, right? Or it was a ball off on the Clippers, and they reviewed it to see if the ball belonged to Phoenix. And in that timeout is when Monty Williams sat everyone down and said, hey, let's do the alley-oop.
Yeah.
And the Clippers could have easily said, look, it was out on us. We think it's out on us. We saw the replay. Don't replay it. We don't want you to replay it. I don't want to give that other team a chance to huddle up. Make that switch. That's number 1. Number 2, if another team, this is what took the longest in my mind with the whole replay situation, is after the alley-oop, they went back to replay to go check out who's on the floor. And if you don't send the same, you know best. If you're the coach, you know the best who was just on the floor for you. And if not, have a guy on your staff who keeps track of who's on the floor for you. So during this long replay that is not an official timeout, that you have to put the same 5 back on the floor, it's on you if the wrong 5 are on the floor. It's a technical foul. The other team gets to take a shot. How's that sound? Those are 2 tweaks I made last week. Here's some other ones. Number 1, allow a team have a coach's challenge in the first half. 1 each half, man. Don't just say 1 a game, because last night there was a moment that Ty Lue didn't challenge something that he would have if it was the last 2 minutes of a game, where he would have challenged possession belonged to him and not Phoenix. Didn't challenge it, even though it looked obvious that they should have been Clipper ball, ruled Phoenix ball, and then Booker throws in a 3. Okay, so instead of you getting a couple, I think, or it might have been something where the Clippers could have gotten 2 free throws. Instead, he doesn't challenge it, just keep possession going to Phoenix. I think it was a foul on the Clippers. Called a foul on the Clippers. It's still Phoenix ball. Booker throws in a 3. It's like a 5-point swing. And he would have absolutely done that if it was later in the game. But he didn't, because he needs to keep 1 in his back pocket for later in the game. Give him 1 for the first half, 1 for the second half. Come on. I mean, it's just as important to replay stuff in the first half. It can be.
Yeah.
And so how many coaches, it would have to take somebody to do the most egregious thing possible that would maybe foul out the other player somehow in the first half for a coach to use a challenge in the first half of a game.
Yeah, I'm always shocked when they use the challenge in the first half, because it's like you gotta hold on to it for later.
Right.
Yeah.
1 in each half. And here's the other one. No more replays on whether something's a common foul or a flagrant foul. No more of that. It's all interpretive dance.
Yeah.
And it just takes forever. And it's just like, well, he just mugged him. Did he mean to do it on purpose? Let's see a replay that might not actually show it. You're stopping a game for intent. And it's nuts. And I love these guys. They're on the show. But I don't want to hear Mark Jackson and Jeff Van Gundy argue over the sissification of the game, or whether this really meant it, or that was ticky-tack, and this is what, because it's all interpretive dance. It's all in the eye of the beholder, whether you think it is flagrant or not, and then it comes back. We sit there for 90 seconds, and somebody goes, it's a flagrant 1, which I have no idea what a flagrant 1 means. Yeah. You know, and I'm a diehard fan of the game, and I do this job for a living, and some people don't have any idea. Flagrant 1, flagrant 2, what the hell does that mean? Well, it means more points on the odometer towards the suspension. Who cares? Who cares? Make the ruling. Was it flagrant? Was it not? Not reviewable anymore. We're not stopping for that sort of stuff, because you could do that 19 times a game, and they are. And it ruins the flow of the game, and it has 2 terrific announcers arguing with each other about it's sort of like when I go no, honestly, when I go to a museum, or Susie drags me into some sort of gallery, and we're looking at art. What do you think? What do you think? Well, I think it's interpretive of the common blah 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 blah. And it's all yada yada yada. It's all like Charlie Brown's teacher to me. Wah 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 wah. And it's just like I see this, you see that. We both like the piece of art. Can we move on? That's what I feel like this review process for a flagrant or common foul is. Quit it. Enough. Enough. You see it, you feel it, it's a gut. I'm interpreting it in real time. Why do I need to Zapruder film this thing and stop the game? No more. You're welcome, NBA. What?
It's the art thing. It's like
it's what it is.
It's dead on.
Isn't that what it is?
It's dead on.
I agree with what you said about, like, I mean, I know we love Jeff Van Gundy, but maybe it's because a lot of the things he didn't like were going against my team. But I found myself becoming very frustrated with him.
And
watching
I love him. But, it's just like that. He just stuck a finger in his eye, and, he's trying to have some fun with it. You even said somebody whose head hit the ground, and somebody, now he's got a concussion or whatever, and he's just joking. But it's just, it happens now 4 or 5 times a game.
Way too often.
And so I don't need to hear those two guys are taking one side or the other. Like, it's immediately like an NBA version of Crossfire that I would turn off if I was watching it.
Yeah, I feel you.
And I don't want to hear it anymore. Yeah. I don't care. You know what I mean? It's just like, so, and then, that was definitely, like last night, Pat Beverly took a full wind-up to try and stop, block DeAndre Ayton. He did get all ball, but then on the follow-through, he got his head. Mm-hmm. And they stopped the game to see, is that a common foul or a flagrant foul? And they're like, let's go to Command Central. Well, he did. Was it a common foul or this or that, whatever? And did he hit his head? He did hit his head, and that actually checks the box for flagrant foul. But the reason why he had to take a full windup is he probably needed that full windup to get high enough to even reach Ayton's apex.
Yeah, you got a 6'3" guard and a 7'1" center. So he has to wind up.
Exactly.
Right.
And so after all that, and they're arguing about his flagrant foul. He did get all ball, but the follow-through got him in the head, and they rightfully ruled that a common foul, which is what they did in real time, but we just wasted a minute and a half, 2 minutes, and two outstanding analysts are arguing each other over a piece of, officiating that makes me think like I'm in some sort of museum. What do you see, Rich? Well, I see a painting. That's what I see. Yeah, no, but what does it mean? What does it evoke in you? And I just feel like, when's lunch? That's the way I feel. And I know I should be more cultured, but that's the way I'm sitting here. I'm like, that's a foul. Was it called a common foul? Was it called a flagrant foul?
2 free throws.
Let's not stop and see.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
But we're not going to stop when there's an out-of-bounds play because we got to keep it moving. It's just too arbitrary, and it's driving me nuts. And I think fans are being driven nuts by it, too.
I agree.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.